If you're struggling with mewing, this video is for you. I first heard of mewing in 2020 during shelter, and it took me 4 years, some privates with Chuck McGee III, some practice with myofunctional exercises, and vigilance to be able to master mewing my own self. And I want to cut your learning curve. It will still take some vigilance and perhaps training, but it shouldn't take you 4 years. If you've tried mewing and thought, I can't keep this up, you're not broken. You just haven't trained the muscles properly or freed your tongue to be able to do it yet. That's what we're doing today. Today, I will walk you through step by step how to actually build the tongue strength and integrate it into your daily habits. So simple acts such as swallowing reinforce the pattern. So one of my favorites that I'm not going to demonstrate, I will describe it to you. With your lips sealed, you push your tongue slowly in a circle around. You can take your eyes and your head with it too. Radio silence. Your tongue is between your lips and your teeth and pushing outward in a circle around 3, 5 times, and then go the other way. That starts to strengthen it. Please be in perfect posture or lying flat. Fun fact, did you know the tongue is a collection of muscles? The sets of muscles in the tongue are of 2 different categories. So the extrinsic muscles come from other places and go into the tongue, and they control the position. And then the intrinsic muscles of the tongue control the shape. So if you make taco tongue or roll your tongue up, or even better, roll your tongue down, then you're working with the intrinsic muscles of your tongue. Now, the rolling your tongue down is similar to what happens during the swallow. So this is a very good one to practice. Swallow with me. Do you feel the back of your tongue roll to your upper palate? Posture matters. Additionally, just for sheer strength, Chuck suggested I push against my fingers, out, push, give my tongue manual resistance with my fingers. And I'm like, well, out is nice, but I actually want it to go up. And so this is the part that more radio silence. Nice clean fingers, often in the shower. I'm putting resistance on my tongue and pressing my tongue up against it. So there's the isometric version where you just stay in one place, but then there's also strengthening through range of motion, like for any body part. It looks weird, right? And then the same thing, but my tongue will be moving upward, but I'm going to give it resistance so it doesn't get to move as fast as it would without my fingers. You probably couldn't see, but my fingers are aimed for the back third of my tongue because that's been the part that's the hardest to get. Like most people can get the front, the tip, and then after that is when you start to be able to get the middle of the tongue. But it might take some practice, some time, some training for you to be able to get the back of the tongue. And then you have to convince it that it actually wants to live there. So that is where exercises such as tongue chewing come in. You're not really chewing your tongue. You are chewing with your tongue. In fact, in 2020, I noticed something called myospots, and it was like for kids, you stick something on the upper palate towards the back, and you tell them to dissolve it like candy. And so their tongue is constantly playing with that, and it's the back part of their tongue that's playing with that. You can do the same thing with chewing gum, sugar-free, of course, and that is called tongue chewing, aka chewing with your tongue, not on your tongue. A lot of people don't realize that swallowing is training. Every time you swallow, you should be rolling your tongue up and back. It takes the food or the liquid down into your system. And here's the thing. If your tongue is tied down with a tongue tie, swallowing won't recruit the back of your tongue properly. One of my clients years ago had her tongue tie snipped at Stanford after doing 6 months of myofunctional therapy and proving that she had made her tongue strong enough that they could free it without jeopardizing her health. And you know what? We looked in the mirror and we had the exact same amount of tongue tie at that time. So I did not make a surgical appointment. I am known for scientific stretching that works with our natural reflexes and therefore is completely painless, but incredibly effective. However, for my tongue tie, I have resorted to old school, don't hurt yourself. I've improved it a lot in just 4 months. My tongue appreciates the freedom. It's not too bad now, but then borderline for what they will snip. Finally, but I realized it was one of the reasons that I wasn't getting my tongue in the position that I discovered in 2020 I really wanted it in. For a while, I thought my palate was too narrow. And yes, when you're not using your tongue properly, it will narrow your palate. In my 60s, I'm not expected to get as much widening as if you are in your early 20s or in your teens that you can get by doing these actions. Palate expanders were not part of orthodontics when I had braces. The only place we can start is where we are. In addition to thumb pulling, originally learned from Oscar Patel, near the teeth, up and out, up and out. And so it used to be when I stuck out my tongue, it would go sideways. It's pretty even now from stretching my tie and strengthening my tongue. And mewing becomes natural. Our tongue posture shapes more than you may realize. Our jaw, our neck, our airway, and our facial development. Even contributes to posture. I'll share more of my journey and techniques for you in the next videos. Don't be shy to ask questions and turn on the bell.